This far in our journey, we've considered what is investing and the basics to make you feel more confident with the jargon in the investment world. But investing is very personal. Just like you need to understand your personal views towards risk, you need to be clear about both what you're able to invest, but also why you're investing. One final consideration should be whether you invest through a regular direct debit or in lump sums. Both have their pros and cons, but it's important to choose which option is best for you. Let's take lump sum investing first. As the name suggests, you put a substantial amount of money into an investment in one go, so your money starts working for you immediately. The positives include the fact that you know exactly how much you're paying for your investment, and you'll likely have a longer time in the market. The downside to investing this way is that the value of your investment could fall, and when that happens to a big lump sum, it could be uncomfortable, especially if it takes some time to recover its value. So how about regular investing? This involves drip feeding money into your investment on an ongoing basis, often every month. This approach may suit those who aren't in a position to invest large sum immediately or who wish to retain some control over their financial resources in case of an emergency. Pros for regular investing is that it removes the temptation to try and time the market. Instead, a set amount leaves your bank account each month and a smaller investment is made for you. It gives you the comfort of knowing that the investment falls in value. You can buy more of it at a cheaper level next month. Setting up a direct debit also means investing goes into something akin of autopilot and removes the need for remembering to put the money away. Of course, the downside is that your money won't have any chance of earning on your behalf. It's if it's stuck on the sidelines in a bank account offering meager interest rate levels. It's even more potentially damaging if the level of interest being earned is less than the rate of inflation, as it means that the value of your cash is already falling. Whichever method you choose is dependent on personal circumstances and what's available to you at the time, but your attitude to risk may also play a part. If you're not deterred by stock market volatility and are investing for the long term, then you may be happy to commit a lump sum. However, if you're anxious about seeing the value of your investment fall, even if only temporarily due to market movements, then regular investing is a less gung-ho approach. Now, before we start modules 4 and 5, where we discuss portfolio construction and the strategies, take a moment to consider while you're investing. Take this time to consider these 5 important questions we've encountered thus far in our journey. I recommend printing out these questions included in the worksheet for this module so you can reference your answers later on in the course. 1. Are you ready to invest? So far, do you feel confident you're in a position to be investing, or would it be better to pay off your debt first? Consider here whether you have an emergency fund, rainy day fund, etc. If you didn't evaluate your budget in Module 1, like I suggested, now would be your chance to catch up. 2. How much can you invest? Can you find room in your budget for a monthly payment, or are you considering a lump sum once or twice a year? Consider both your own circumstances and, importantly, how much can you afford to lose? Next, what are your goals? Consider your reasons for investing. Yes, to make money, but it's more than that. What will you use this money for? And that brings us to number 4. What's your timeline? We've already established that the longer your money is invested, generally speaking, the more opportunities it has to grow. But consider your goals from the last question. Does anything have a time limit? For example, how many years until you retire? If you're saving for a house deposit, when do you want to move? And lastly, how much risk are you willing to take? This is your personal risk profile, so think about where you can take risks and where you can't, making sure that you consider other financial commitments like rent, mortgages, car payments, etc. Remembering that your risk level will go hand in hand with your time horizon from question 4. And to learn more about determining your risk profile, I'd recommend watching this week's bonus video, which covers the topic in more detail.